Hey, what's up guys, it's Teddy here, and today we'll be solving the problem make string a subsequence using cyclic increments. So what is a subsequence? Let us consider a string ABCDE. A subsequence of this string is any new string which can be formed by either deleting some of the elements from this string or maybe none of the elements from this string. So for example, if I say I delete A and C, so B, D, E is a subsequence of this string. Let's say maybe I delete only C. So A, B, D, E is a subsequence of this string. So you get the idea of what subsequence is. It is the string obtained by deleting some or maybe none of the characters from the string. So if I delete none of the characters, it will be something like ABCDE. We can say that ABCDE is a subsequence of ABCDE. So now that you have understood what subsequence is, let's move ahead to the question. What does the question say? It says that we'll be given with a string 1 and a string 2. Okay, now in the string 1, we are allowed to do some modifications. What are we allowed to do? We can either keep an element as it is, or maybe we can increment the element by one step ahead. So I can maybe say keep this A as it is, or I can rather increase it to B. I am allowed to do that. Am I allowed to increase it to C? No, I am not. So what basically I can do is I can either increment this element to B by one step, or I can keep it as it is. So the decision depends upon you how you want to do that. So this is the first string we are given, and the modification we are allowed to make is increment each of the character by one place. Now we'll be given another string str2, and what we basically need to find out is if by incrementing or keeping the characters as it is by one place, can we modify the string in such a way such that string 1 becomes such that string 2 becomes a subsequence of string 1. Let me give you an example here. Let me consider the example given here, ABC and AD. For A and A, we see there's a match. So maybe I can delete this B, and A and C, we are allowed to move a character by one step ahead. So maybe I'll change this C to D, and what do we get? A match. So this string becomes a subsequence. So this is what the question basically says. Modify the string 1 in such a way such that string 2 becomes a subsequence of string 1. So how do we do this? How do we solve this? This is a classic question of two pointers again, and you know how to solve two pointer questions by now. We'll be keeping two pointers, one here, one here. Now what we need to do? Compare both of the element A and A. It matches. So in this case, we will just move this pointer ahead by one step. So move this pointer to here. It moves from 0 to 1. Now in the second iteration, this pointer will also move to this place. Check. Does B match with D? No, it does not. Okay, what else am I allowed to do? We can convert this B into C. So check, does C matches with this D? No, it does not. Move ahead, go to next iteration. In next iteration, this pointer will stay here because we did not get a match. So this pointer moves here to C. Check, does C match with this D? No, it does not. But I am allowed to go one step ahead. So convert this C into D. Now, does it match? Yes, it does. So move this pointer here. Now, what we see, when this pointer crosses all of the elements in this string 2, we can say that we have found the subsequence, and this subsequence exists in this string. So in that case, we need to return true. So you get the idea how to solve this problem. So let me just quickly write down the pseudocode here, how you need to solve it. So in this case, we were needing two pointers. So we were iterating over this string, and for this string, we will need another pointer. So iterating over this will be done through a loop. So let me just write down a loop for int I equal to 0, I less than str1 dot size, and I plus plus. Correct. Now for this string, we need to keep a pointer. So maybe earlier I'll declare a pointer j as 0 initially. Now once we are inside this loop, what we need to do is check if the element at the index of this string matches with the element at the index of this string, right? Or if we increment the element by 1, if it matches with the element at the index of the second string, right? So the condition will be something like if str1 of I equals str2 of j, or str1 of I plus 1 equals str2 of j. What were we doing in that case? We are incrementing j by 1. Now there's a slight edge case here which you need to consider, which is if suppose this was z and this was aa, so we can increment this a z to a. We can increment this z to a. It's mentioned in the question. So in this case also we need to return true because this z will get converted to a and aa matches. So in this case we also need to write another condition that if it's z we need to convert it to a. So there will be another or here, or str1 of I. How do we convert it to a? Can I say we can convert z to a by going back 25 places? Yes, we can. See, what's the ASCII value of a? 97. What's the ASCII value of z? 122. If we just subtract this 122 with 25, what do we get? 97. So we can convert a into z, we can convert z into a by going back 25 places. So str1 of I minus 25 equals str2 of j. What will we do in this case? We'll simply move the pointer ahead. Now if at any case j becomes equal to or thus greater than size of str2, we just need to break out from the loop because we need not check any further. We have found the subsequence. And what do we need to return? We just need to return if j is equals the size of str2, right? So let's quickly code this up and see if it gets accepted in Leetcode. So I'll be coding this up now. So we need 2 pointers here. One is j and another is I, which will be within the loop. Now check. In this case we will increment j by 1, and if at any case j becomes greater than, we just break out of the loop and we just return if j is equal to the str2.size. Let me add it in brackets quickly. And if I run it, there's a slight error here. We have missed our closing brace. And if I run it, it's getting accepted. Let me just quickly submit it. And it gets accepted as well. So this is how you solve the problem. That's it. Thank you for watching.